I'm a private chef. I recreate restaurant experiences in people's homes. Cooked for Madonna, Victoria Beckham, Elton John, Paul McCartney, Kylie Minogue, those sort of A-list celebrities. They like to entertain, they like to be entertained, and they like to eat really good food. I'm Neill Anthony, private chef. Alan Williams was my pathway into Gordon Ramsay. He got me my first job at Hospital Road at Restaurant Gordon Ramsay, and he took me to that step where I needed to be, and then I took myself further on. At the end of the day, I'm just a cook. I just like cooking good food for good people and showing people a really good time. I'm cooking for one of my favorite clients, Francois Pienaar. I know Francois Pienaar because I cook for him all the time, but most people know him because he took Africa to victory in the '95 Rugby World Cup. We're kicking off tonight's menu with a crumbed ham hock, a velvety smooth truffled pea puree, and a crispy fried quail egg. We're going to roll into a miso glazed yellowtail, fresh cream cheese gnocchi, and a vibrant lemon emulsion, and finish off strongly with a warm chocolate soup and a whipped vanilla custard. Before I start prepping for my dinner party tonight, I always like to kickstart my day with something super fueled that's going to keep me going. So straight up, first things first, one of my favorite things to eat, lentils, and you can take them straight out the tin. You don't need to soak them for ages. Anything that comes out of a tin, just give it a quick rinse, just wash off that sort of bit of vinegariness. I'm a massive fan of mushrooms. It's purely vegetarian, no meat in this one. I always think that mushrooms are meat for vegetarians. Shallot again, a lot more sweetness than an onion. Pan's getting nice and hot, so straight in with your shallots, mushrooms. Never forgetting about seasoning as well, always extremely important. Nice amount of salt in there. So just take your time when you pop it in, and as soon as it hits the pan, it's an automatic aroma explosion. You don't need too much, just a little bit. Chives are going to give us a lovely fresh onion flavor. I'm going to finish the dish off. Really nice pea shoots as well. Really, really sweet. Maybe a tiny bit of butter in there if you want. Just take your butter and just dot it around. And then just scatter your lentils in again. Too fussy about it. Pea shoots again, flick them around. Don't be too just chuck, chuck, chuck all the time. Try and have a little bit of finesse when cooking, goes a long way. Squeeze of lemon always helps. Cooking mushrooms, butter, lemon, salt. Straight out of your pan. Let's take a bit of feta. Really, really nice. Yeah, this is going to fuel you. This is probably the only thing I'm going to eat all day. A little bit of a hum of an onion. Pretty it up a bit. It's quick, it's fun, it's really healthy. Great for breakfast, great for brunch, great for early afternoon snack. It's a joyous thing to eat this, I'll tell you what. A couple of things left on the list for tonight. Just going to pop out and pick them up. Mother Nature is the biggest influence for me. She provides us with everything that we need, as chefs, as cooks. You can only take a good product and make it slightly better. Cooking for one of my favorite clients tonight. I'm going to cook one of my favorite dishes, bit of a signature dish, pressed ham hock, which I've been pressing overnight. It's an amazing dinner party dish because you can prep it in advance, which is one of the most important things when doing a dinner party. Straight out, boil the ham hocks for a couple of hours. What we've got here is a ham hock. Basically, it's the knuckle. So how I got the ham hock to this point was by slowly cooking it just in some water for a couple of hours. Bone comes straight out of it. You pick it apart. As you can see, it's very sort of tendony. Reduce the liquid down, moisten it slightly with a couple of layers of the liquid, cling film tray, another tray, all way too easy. And what you end up with is a set piece of ham hock. Natural gelatine, nothing else. No seasoning needed, nothing else like that. We're gonna crumb this, so just flour, eggs, breadcrumbs, in the fridge, ready to go, done. I like using a thick Japanese panko. Gives you more of a chardy, sort of shardy crisp as opposed to a normal sort of breadcrumb topping. So next thing up, what we're going to have to go on now is a fresh pea puree. Ham and peas are, of course, great friends together. We've got here some hot chicken stock. Always use hot chicken stock in making your purees, especially with peas. Tiny bit of salt in there, it's always a nice thing. Take a little bit of lemon. Dull and boring. Bit of truffle oil into your pea puree. You don't need to overtake the power of the pea. Just wanted to smack up a tiny bit of truffle. That goes straight in. Another thing you can do in advance is soak your cottage cheese overnight in a muslin cloth. When you first have it, it's got little chunks in it, it's got a lot of moisture in it. And what we want to do is get rid of all that moisture, because we're making cottage cheese gnocchi out of it. You really want to add as little flour as possible, because the more flour you add, the tougher your gnocchi gets. We just want these like little light fluffy pillow gnocchis. We're going to season it with quite a bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of lemon zest. You can put chili in there, you can flavor it with all sorts of things. Salt straight in, pepper straight in, lemon juice. Just 1 egg yolk, just to bind it. You can actually sort of smell that lemon just sort of really awakening. Flour, depending on how wet or dry your mix is, just really to bind it. Just get your hands involved. The beauty of things like this is they will tell you exactly when they're ready. They'll float to the top. Also, very importantly, never ever overload your pan with something like this. Never cool the water down too much, because you don't want it to stick together. Like you saw, there was no oil in there. As long as it's at a rolling boil, straight in, right to the top, straight out. Just oil a metal tray, plastic tray, doesn't really matter. Very, very delicate. Beautiful for dinner parties. Here and they just go straight in the fridge to cool down. To go with those gnocchis, what we really want is something to sort of coat them, something to just give them a little bit more zing, something a bit more, just a bit more life to them. Very, very simple. Olive oil. Really quality lemons. Give them a quick roll around on your board, loosening all those natural flavors. Pop it straight through. This is going to form a really nice lemon emulsion. Seasoning straight in. We don't want to reduce it, because that's going to bring out a little bit of bitterness that can be in the lemon. We just want to awaken it. And then you start emulsifying. Forms a really silky smooth lemon emulsion. Really sharp, olive oil tones it down a bit. What we'll do later on is rebuzz it. The bubbles hold the flavor. Just a couple of little spoons over the dish really sort of freshens it up. When I'm catering for high-end clients, I need to use the best ingredients. One of my favorite things to cook people like this is a warm chocolate soup. I got this recipe from a very, very good friend of mine in London. A couple of Michelin stars. 71% cocoa chocolate. This is a really nice chocolate fondant recipe as well, but I like to bake it in a bowl and then it's just eaten as a sort of really warm chocolate soup. 3 ingredients, extremely simple: chocolate, melted butter, and egg whites. We're going to serve this with another favorite of mine, which is a whipped custard. We're going to make the classic creme anglaise: milk, eggs, sugar, vanilla, and then we're going to just really lightly whip it right at the end. The vanilla into your milk, your custard, always makes it really nice and luxurious. Some cocoa nibs into your chocolate mixture. Just coast the chocolate, gently boiling it. Good taste. Amazing. Butter come off. Cast the sugar straight into your egg yolks. Straight in. Incorporate some air into your egg yolks by really lightly whipping them. So the plain custard, you could flavor this with lemon, orange, chocolate orange, really nice together. Straight on, really nice and quickly. Back on. Keep an eye on that, you just turn it down to medium heat. Another great dessert for a dinner party. One thing off your list, it's in the fridge, it's done, and you're good to go. Turn that down, and pop the melted butter straight into the chocolate. That residual heat of the butter just melts the chocolate just perfectly. Just to make sure you don't have any lumps or bits of egg in your custard. More of a precautionary measure than anything else. Now you can move from spatula to whisk on the chocolate. Egg yolks straight in. No need to whip this up. This is a recipe I actually stole from the head chef that I used to work with. I'm pretty sure we won't mind me stealing his recipe. Yes, coast it slightly. The mixture looks a little bit funky to start off with, but as it cools down and you get it into your molds, it just gently softens, and once baked, absolutely perfect. The reason why I choose dishes like this for dinner parties is so that I can take them to a certain point and then bring them back to life right at the end. Soup's done, custard done, everything else is ready, hammocks are done. All we're gonna do now is pack. When preparing for a dinner party, the majority of the mise en place happens at home, and on site, I just like to really bring things back to life. Clifton is one of the most scenic and exclusive parts of Cape Town. The homes in Clifton have some of the most amazing views in the world. Preparation to me for a dinner party is the most important thing. You've got to be on your toes, you've got to be prepared for everything, as you don't want anything to go wrong on site. First things first, get into your client's kitchen, get your head around where you need to be. See, we've got our gnocchi. When the guests arrive, food's going to be pretty much ready, no long delays. Few purees there. Put that into a bottle just before serving. Beautiful, fresh, local Yellowtail. Keep your fish as dry as possible before you cook it. Stops it from cooling the pan down. You're gonna leave this fish out. Not gonna put it back in the fridge. Leave it to come up to room temperature. You never wanna cook a piece of meat or piece of fish straight out the fridge. Let it come up to room temperature. It's by far one of my favorite kitchens to cook in Cape Town. Amazing views of the ocean. Very, very few chefs are lucky enough to be able to cook with views like this. Cooking for 10 guests tonight. Every single course I will do an extra portion. You always want to have one portion in your pocket. You never know. Francois, how are you?
Good, man.
You well?
What are you having tonight?
Some cream cheese gnocchi.
I'm going to go downstairs and pour some drinks and we'll be up
Bring you some of this down as well.
when you're ready. So see you later.
Super.
Cheers, man.
Always nice to give your clients something a little bit extra. You know, giving them something just to nibble on while they're having a little drink downstairs. It's just a nice little extra touch. This menu is basically designed to be the ultimate dinner party menu. Some luxury ingredients, some not so luxury ingredients, but bringing everything to the forefront and being extremely tasty. Season your fish on both sides, just with sea salt. Skin side down, or where the skin would be. We're not going to cook it all the way through. Just going to give it a nice sear. Pop it through the oven. A little bit of lemon, a little bit more oil on. A lot of freedom in this kitchen. Beautifully designed dining room table right there. All these little things you do before the guests sit down make a world of difference. Take your lemon, squeeze it, just leave it on the tray. Lemon's gonna be really nice and warm. It'll load more juice out of it. Just take a serrated knife, top of your egg comes off. We'll pop them in the pan when we need them. One more step done, one more thing off your list. A couple little finishing touches. Make your life a lot easier. You want your puree to be a pouring consistency. Not too thick, not too thin. We're going to pre-fry our quail eggs. A little bit of truffle oil. What a nice runny yolk. Still on these, so we're not going to cook them for too long. Just when they a little tightly set, a little knob of butter goes straight into the pan. Little sizzle. Oopsie, almost lost an egg. The biggest focal point on these dishes is also sometimes the smallest detail, because without the perfect fried quail egg on the ham hock dish, the whole dish is basically ruined. The trickiest part about the ham hock is not getting your oil temperature right. If your oil's cold, your ham hock will be crispy. If your oil's too hot, you're going to burn it. So you need to cook them in the fryer for about 4 minutes, and then out, and then drain, and then just a tiny bit of seasoning on top. They're perfectly crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle. A little truffle vinaigrette. Very lightly dress your pea shoots. You're going to sit these on a little, almost like a little forest bed. Nice little base. Guys, first up we've got ham hock croquette with a truffled pea puree, a fried quail's egg on a little bed of pea shoots, and then a mustard emulsion on the bottom. Bravo! Cheers. Just gonna bring this gnocchi back to life. Neill. Hello.
This is very good, man.
Thanks, mate.
Actually, it's better than good.
Putting the yellowtail back through the oven, just in the bottom of the oven. And it does lemons nice and soft, nice and squidgy. Just control the temperature on the gnocchi. Just flick it through. You know, a few things on the go. Don't lose your concentration. The residual heat, keep that going. Literally seconds on the spinach. So it's roast yellowtail, buttered spinach, cottage cheese gnocchi, and a lemon and olive oil emulsion.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. Thank you. Thank you.
Bon appetit.
Hot chocolate soup for tonight's dessert. You gotta wait till they're just done with their main course. They take 9 minutes exactly. You need to serve them straight out the oven. Our custard base, nice big dollop of that going in. Whip that back up. They almost done. By the time they've cleared, settled, they all come out. Yeah, cooking of the chocolate soup is pretty tricky. You've got to get it just set on the outside and liquid enough in the middle so that it's a little molten lava chocolate soup as opposed to a sponge cake. Tiny bit of olive oil on top of the chocolate. You're going to take them out a couple of seconds before you think they're ready to come out because the bowl's so hot. The residual heat's going to keep on cooking and you don't want it to overcook. The bowl is hot, guys. The bowl is hot.
Thank you very much. Just lovely. Thank you.
And then I'm just going to come around and get a little sort of... Yeah, exactly. A little whipped custard. Just loads more custard. Don't be shy. Clean plates to me are a success. Happy customers are a success. So I'm gonna go with a full-blown yes. That was a massive success. Every single client's different how they express their enjoyment for the meal. At Francois' place, it's always cool because he raises the toast, raises the glass, and everyone just claps hands.
Thank you for joining us. I said to you guys it's going to be a relaxed dinner and you'll have good food. I don't think you have been disappointed with the good food and the relaxed evening. So can we raise a glass to Neill? Neill?
Thanks, guys. It's always a pleasure cooking here. Cheers, guys. Thanks, guys.
Next time you come to my house, I'll cook for you. Not nearly as good, but the wine will still be there.
Exactly. Nice one. Thanks, Francois.